If I had a problem, I'd be starving. I do not have a problem. I enjoy gambling.
Steelers +3 at the Falcons.
And one of the most profitable bets for the last 10, 15 years for us has been the Steelers as a dog under Tomlin. So catching a field goal, especially field goal or more with Tomlin, is just has been so good to us. Not sure what the Falcons offense or defense will look like. I'm not sure what the Steelers offense is going to look like, but we know the Steelers defense is going to bring it. They're going to be really good.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking we've already bet this one, Steelers +3. And I like this one a lot.
Yeah, we know two things for sure coming into the only thing we know for sure about either of these teams coming into this game is that the Steelers defense is going to be fucking sick. So there's I'm just a big narrative person when it comes to sports betting football. Like the whole narrative all offseason was Atlanta is somehow really good and somehow the Steelers were hyped up all summer, and then over the last few weeks, everyone's like, "Oh, this Russell Wilson, Justin Fields thing is a disaster." So their stock is down, so we're buying, and Atlanta's stock is up, so we're selling, and they're playing against each other. So it's just really an easy like betting decision. Steelers +3. The Dallas Cowboys, America's football team, getting 2.5 in Cleveland. Uh, I you know, anyone that's caught any of our previous videos has an idea how I feel about the Cleveland Browns this season. And I don't understand how the Cowboys are getting 2.5 points in Cleveland. The Cowboys should be favored by 2.5 or 3 in Cleveland. They won 12 games last year. They won the division. They've won 36 games over the last 3 seasons. The Cowboys just win football games. They added Zimmer on the defense for the defensive coordinator. They signed CeeDee Lamb. They signed Micah Parsons. Dak finished second in MVP voting last year. And all I've heard all summer is how they suck because they didn't win in the playoffs because Dak can't win in the playoffs. And the Packers, who, by the way, everyone in the world says the Packers are hella good and that the Packers are like a Super Bowl pick and the Packers beat them in the playoffs. Okay, I don't care about them losing to the Packers in the first round of the playoffs uh, because they're playing in Cleveland in week 1. I'm so out on the Browns. And I think the Cowboys are undervalued. Very, very rarely are the Cowboys undervalued in week 1. Like, if the Cowboys win this game 40-10, imagine like why are they getting 2.5 points? Again, I'm big on fading narratives that don't make any sense to me. Like, oh, the Cowboys don't have a running back. Okay, so what? So for 5 years, all I've been told is that running backs don't matter. Just get cheap running backs. Just draft them. Saquon, go fucking to a new team. Like, no, we don't care. Like, we're not paying you. All right. So running backs don't matter. So then why is everybody crying that the Cowboys don't have a running back? Who gives a shit? Um,
You know who doesn't have their star running back either? The Browns. Nick Chubb
oh
is not
yeah,
playing
yeah.
in this game.
Nick Chubb's
So
a quadriplegic.
yeah, 2.5 -05 seems pretty good.
Nice.
I don't think it's going to get to 3, but if it gets to 3, I think we'd add a little bit
We
more.
have Dolphins -3. Okay, so we have Dolphins -3. The line's now 3.5. So beat the market there. Why don't you tell us about the Dolphins home field advantage, J-Mac?
Yeah. Well, the Dolphins to me have the biggest home field advantage in all of sports. Just the way the stadium was built, specifically on day games, the Dolphins sideline is in the complete shade, and their opponents are in the sun the entire game. So we're hoping we get a warm weather game. It's supposed to be hot, but there's a chance of rain. Um, I think actually rain wouldn't be bad either. I think the Dolphins have a significantly better running game, and Trevor Lawrence has had in all the bad weather games. Lawrence has been really bad. He's like a fumble machine in the rain. In Any
He's
sort
kind
of,
of a turnover machine anyway.
it's true. He is.
Yeah, he just
He
he
has been.
really is bad with the ball.
But ideally, we get a nice warm, like 80-degree Miami day that feel with humidity feels like 95, and the Jaguars are just baking in the sun. We've seen it a bunch of times. This happens every September, and the Dolphins just roll at home in all of these games. So we got a good line here. We're at -3 on the Dolphins. This is one I also bet the over early on, 48. I have over 48.
You
And
crush the market there again.
I just don't think the Dolphins defense is going to be quite as good as it was last year, and I think they're just going to score a ton of points. So I think they're going to win pretty comfortably, and the Jaguars will probably, hopefully, if need be for the over, they'll have some garbage time points. But I don't think I think it's going to go over pretty easily.
Okay. And we beat the market there. We have three expecting uh early in the season. We like the Dolphins at home, and we beat the market. It's now 3.5. Okay. Carolina Panthers +4 at the New Orleans Saints, your favorite team, the New
This is
Orleans
one of my
Saints.
favorite bets of the week. Probably my
Whoa.
top three.
The Pandy Panthers.
Yeah, I bet this one. I got Panthers +4.5.
Oh,
Um,
okay. We
and
have some more. We have some +4 also.
yeah, we bet some more this week +4. I think that I'm just really, really down on the Saints.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna be one of the worst teams in the league. And it has a lot to do with they just haven't changed anything. They're bringing back Derek Carr, they're bringing back Dennis Allen, and it just doesn't work. These guys, I think, are both bottom three in the league at their position, and I think the Panthers are a sneaky team this year. I think they're going to be a lot. They can't be worse. I think they're going to be a lot better than last year. Nobody likes them. Nobody wants to bet the Panthers. So there's just
Hey,
always going to be
hey, they
value.
better not be any worse, dude.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
better not be worse. I agree with you. I like though. I think like there has to be value getting 4 here. The Saints are not going to score. I mean, the total's 41.5 in this game. So getting 4, like it's a lot. And I think that there's just more narratives around how bad Carolina is, and this line should probably be closer to 3. So I think you're right. I think it's really gross to me to bet Carolina until I see that they look any better than last year.
hey,
But
I think we're going to be
I
betting Carolina a lot this year.
awesome. So I have Titans +3.5. This is another crossfade for me. Um, I'm I think the Titans are going to be really good. I picked them to make the playoffs and win their division. I think Will Levis is going to be really good. I know that there's numbers from last year that say Will Levis was bad, but he was a rookie. Every rookie quarterback in the history of the NFL besides CJ Stroud was bad. Peyton Manning was bad. So, like, yeah, I think he has it, whatever the things are that make you get better. And so I think Levis is going to be good, and the Titans loaded up on offense and defense, and they have a bunch of new coaches, and I like the whole staff. So I think they're way undervalued coming into the season. And then the Bears are just like typically Hard Knocks overvalued anyway. And then you add the Caleb Williams hype. This is the most overvalued team in the league coming into week 1. And they might be good. And maybe they're 3 points better than Tennessee, but catching 4, I actually think the Titans are better, like have a better team. And have the Giants, the New York Football Giants at home +1.5 against the Vikings.
I think nobody wants to bet the Giants. The Giants it's like one of the hardest bets to make. This was the hardest bet for me to make all week. It's like
Except
they're
Jack.
they're they're getting points at home. I think on paper there should be the best team. Uh,
Are
it's
the
just the new.
Vikings good?
It's
Why are the
just the New York.
Vikings favored against anyone? Like, what are we
Yeah, I
doing?
mean, I think both these teams are bad. I think both quarterbacks are bad, but you're getting the home team. as a dog, week 1, they had like the worst season last year. It was just such a disaster that kind of similar to the Panthers, they just have to come out and play with more effort. Like
Yeah, I
week 1
mean,
last year, they just got completely blown out by the Cowboys, 40-0.
we don't like Danny Dimes at all, but he's better than Sam Darnold. Like what, like yeah, like he's better than Sam Darnold. So we have better quarterback, better coach, getting points at home. What like this
I think
isn't
it's a
like
toss up. I think it's a toss up between quarterback. I think it's a toss up between head coach. I don't really like Dable.
oh
Uh,
I like Dayball. I
so I mean,
like that. I
he
like
does have a
I
Coach of
like
the Year award, but
meet Dayball.
this isn't my strongest play. This is just a value play. Like I don't really love the Giants here, but as a home dog, week 1, when nobody's betting them, it's like, all right, this is one of those you just close your eyes and you just fire it. And like there's
Yeah.
value here.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna let you take this one. This is your biggest play of the week, and this will make or break our Sunday for sure. We have the Las Vegas Raiders getting 3 points at the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, this is actually shaping up to be the biggest bet I've ever made in the regular season. The Raiders week 1 catching 3. I have 3.5 and 3 and money line. I love this team, man. I really love this Raiders team. And I just think they have it. They have something special that happens every once in a pretty long time, whether you find a team who is such a long shot to like an underdog long shot to win the Super Bowl, and they come out and everyone notices them within a few weeks. And I think that's what the Raiders have. I really love the head coach more than any new head coach in a really long time. Um, I think they are really, really good at almost every position. Quarterback is, I mean, if you're a Raider fan, you definitely wish they had improved more than Minshew, but he is an upgrade from Jimmy Garoppolo last year. They won 8 games last year
An
and
upgrade. Dude, Garoppolo's like,
massive.
dude, there's reports came from LA that Garoppolo almost didn't make the team. He's like
Yeah.
getting paid to be the backup for the Rams, and he can't even he's not even a backup quarterback in the league. He
Right.
sucks. Minshew's
Josh
a big
McDaniels.
Minshew's a big upgrade because O'Connell was really bad last year too. Like like I was hopeful with you that he was going to get better in the offseason and be good this year, but McConnell was bad last year too. So Minshew is a huge upgrade for them at quarterback, like a huge upgrade. So, and so Carr is a bottom 3 quarterback in your eyes. Aiden O'Connell is not a starter, and uh, Jimmy Garoppolo is barely a backup on another team. This is one of a huge quarterback upgrade. Minshew's not, he's not
Yeah.
Montana, but he's a huge upgrade from what they've had.
I think he's close. I think O'Connell is closer to him than you think. The reason I think
I
he's
thought you were gonna
starting.
say I think Minshew's actually pretty close to Joe Montana.
No, I think it's actually close. I think the main reason Minshew is starting is because week 1 against that pass rush, he's more mobile
Yeah.
against Bosa and Mac. And week 2 is Baltimore, which should also have a good pass rush and in Baltimore, tough defense. And so I think they're going with the mobile quarterback. I think Minshew is better right now for these first 2 games, and we'll see how he does. But I love that he's starting for against the Chargers for that reason. He's just a little bit more mobile. He can get out of the pocket. We've seen him make plays with his feet, and he can throw the ball on the run. I just think the Brock Bowers upgrade. I think the offensive line upgrade. I think they're just going to be a really run heavy team, and the play action is going to work really well. But most of all, it's adding Christian Wilkins. It's bringing in Jack Jones. It's Robert Spillane and Malcolm Kuntz and Max Crosby. Their defense is going to be so good. And I just don't see the Chargers winning this game. I think Harbaugh is going to be great in the long run, but they've really cleared out a lot of their talent, and there's a lot riding on Herbert. And I'm also down on Herbert. That's another reason. I don't think Herbert is he's not even close to the top 5 quarterback conversation anymore, and he was for a little while. And
Yeah.
it's like debatable now, is he a top 10 quarterback? So we're going to see. He's been getting injured. I just am down on the Chargers, and I think the Raiders are really, really good. And I'm riding that instinct. I think the Raiders are going to be the team that surprises everybody.
Yeah. Another beautiful crossfade. You have the Chargers started getting a bunch of buzz the last 2 weeks. Everyone being like, "Oh, Harbaugh wins everywhere he goes." Blah blah blah. They're gonna be good right away. Blah blah blah. And then you have the Raiders are one of the most undervalued teams in the whole league. I was listening to pods this week that they were like telling people to bet their alternate line unders, like bet like under 4.5 and shit. But hey, like I'm gonna watch every play of this game, and it's time to see this stuff. Like you've been saying, and I agree with you. Like their O line is good, their D line's the best in football, their secondary's good, they're all in. I love Pierce. He's like the new Mike Tomlin. Uh, this I like Minshew. I think Minshew's good. I think he'll start for this season. But you're more tapped in with what's going on at Raiders camp than I am. So we're getting the better team that's undervalued against the worst team that's overvalued in LA. Like this is a Raiders home game. This is
Yeah.
this that
LA
this is
is
gonna be
Raiders territory. It's going to be 85%
Raiders
Raider fans.
territory. There's more Raiders fans there than there are in Vegas. It's like it's gonna be a straight up Raiders home game. Sunday afternoon. Uh dude, this is like I think it would be fun to bet an alternate line, and like if you can find like Raiders minus 9.5, like this, they're gonna be a team that if they can get out to a lead and get after the quarterback and run Zamir White in between the 12 that those two tight ends, that's how they're gonna win a lot of football games, like 20-3 and 30-10 and stuff like that. So Raiders +3. Dude, I don't know. Looks like a clean sweep to me. Chiefs -3. I'm gonna do it in order of the games. Let's save the Jets for Monday.
Perfect.
All right. So we got NFL bets kicking off tomorrow. This is the DGen pod. Uh Chiefs -3, Panthers +4, Dolphins -3, Giants +1.5. Steelers +3, Titans +4, Raiders +3, and Cowboys +2.5. They got the Cowboys and the Browns playing like that in that probably that like Fox
That's the Tom
afternoon
Brady
slot.
game.
Oh my
It's going to be fun.
God.
It's going to be
Oh
fun.
my God. I'm gonna have two TVs up with the Raiders are gonna be on quiet then. It's gonna be Tom Brady time in my living
Yeah.
room.
Yep.